Alright, so I just got something in the mail today.
These nuts.
And surprisingly, it is not these nuts. So this is the Final Fantasy Ultimania Archive. It took me a fucking long time to find this book for some reason. I think it's because it is going out of stock everywhere, pretty much. Like, I checked Amazon, I checked Barnes & Nobles. I checked literally every website imaginable. I think I was even on like a college textbook rental website to try to find this book. I was getting really desperate, but I finally found it on eBay. It is definitely used, as you can see right here. There's like some sticker residue. The book cover is kind of dirty, but so far, like, I checked the book out for a little bit, and it looks pretty good to me. I don't really see any like torn pages and stuff. So if you don't know what the Ultimania is, basically it's like a development art kind of book where they basically go over the development of the game, and they show like some like sketches, like rough sketches. They also have like a character tree with like how everyone's connected here. Have a little brief summary of the story right there. I don't want to go through this book too much because I don't want to spoil myself on other Final Fantasy games. I do plan on playing Final Fantasy X right after I finish all the FF7 games. But yeah, so this one has a bunch of information about the development of Final Fantasy X, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, I don't think 14 is like, I don't think they actually went over 14 in this book that well, because this book actually came out in 2018 in the West, I'm pretty sure, but this was originally called the 25th Memorial Ultimania. It was basically released alongside the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy. Unfortunately, it took them like 6 years to release this in the US and translate it, so yeah, they just renamed it to Ultimania Archive, which is pretty nice. This is actually volume 3. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I have a whole collection of books. Well, this is different. This is something I'm reading right now. This is Final Fantasy VII, The Kids Are Alright, a Turk's Side Story. This is a pretty decent book. If anyone has actually played FF7 Remake, I actually haven't played FF7 Remake, but this goes over the characters Evan, which I think is this guy right here, and then Kyrie, which I think that's how you say her name, either that or Kyrie. I'm pretty sure Kyrie and a guy named Leslie also pop up in FF7 Remake, so that's why I'm reading through this book. I also have this. I have the Type 0 manga. Not gonna lie, I don't really know why I bought this. I bought this alongside another Ultimania book that I have. I'm gonna show you guys that right after. I have the 13 books, Final Fantasy 13 Episode 0 Promise, so again, more novel stuff. So I think this is like stories, like a prequel to Final Fantasy 13, so I might read that at some point. We got Final Fantasy 13 10-2, Fragments Before, so I think this takes place between 13 and 13-2. We got the last book right here, 13-2 Fragments After. Also, this one's a really short book, as you can tell right here. Yeah, I think these are all the 13 books, except for one called Tracer of Memories, but I don't think that one ever got released in English, so probably not gonna get that one. But down here, I got more shit. I got volume 2 for the Final Fantasy Ultimania Archive. This one goes over Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. This is probably my favorite book out of all of them because Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite, and I have a feeling the rest of the PS1 games might be my favorite, but who knows. This, I think, came with the book because I bought this one new. This sheet of paper didn't come with volume 3 because I bought mine used, and the original owner probably got rid of it. But yeah, basically same idea, except it has Final Fantasy 7 stuff, which is what I really enjoy. There's also Final Fantasy 8, and I think all the way at the end there's Final Fantasy 9. There's a lot of stuff on Final Fantasy 9. I will say the information between games isn't really too balanced because I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 8 doesn't have as many pages. Let me see. Yeah, so green is FF7, red is Final Fantasy 8, and then a little orangey yellow is Final Fantasy 9. There's a lot of Final Fantasy 9 pages. Damn. Surprisingly, the book is just as big as Volume 3, even though it only goes over 3 games. Says a lot about the PS1 era. So I also have Volume 1 right here, which goes over Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which is basically the entire Squaresoft Nintendo era. I also bought this one new, but I had to get this one off of Barnes & Noble because these books are actually, all 3 of these books are currently going out of stock right now. So I highly recommend, if you're a Final Fantasy fan and want to get these books, you get them now because, yeah, it was a pain in the ass to find Volume 3, but thankfully Volume 1 and Volume 2 were still in stock, but it's not gonna last for long because I don't think they print these anymore. But yeah, same idea, Final Fantasy 1, and then just like, you know, all the Final Fantasy games. But I've seen people complain that these books don't go up until Final Fantasy 15, but that's because they originally came out in Japan in 2012. So yeah, that's definitely why. And Final Fantasy 15 came out in, I believe, 2016. Hopefully somebody didn't wipe their ass with Volume 3. And I have some more Final Fantasy stuff. A lot of this I'm pretty sure is just going to be Final Fantasy 7 related. We got Advent Children, the Advent Children complete movie. I've actually already watched this. So this is the 4K Blu-ray. This is the download code. I already used this, so don't even bother trying to use that. And then this is the original Blu-ray. Advent Children was a pretty good movie. I wouldn't say it's like a cinematic masterpiece, but it definitely visually is a masterpiece. The story is kind of iffy, but you know, we do have a book. This is not Final Fantasy. Hold on. Let me move that away. Great movie, but this is not part of the topic right now. So we got a prequel book to Advent Children called On the Way to a Smile. This is probably my favorite Final Fantasy VII book so far that I've read. It basically goes over the events that happened right after the ending of Final Fantasy VII, so right after Meteor Fall. And basically everyone has like some sort of story. You got Episode Denzel, who is the new character in Advent Children. You got Episode Tifa, Barrett, Nanaki, Yuffie, Shinra. There's no Vincent or Sid episode, but they do appear in some of these stories. I'm pretty sure Episode Nanaki is where Vincent appears, and then Episode Barrett is when Sid appears, so... yeah, overall, it's a really, really good book. I highly recommend it for every FF7 fan. And this book as well. Yeah, these two books are really good. Also, don't mind my bed being not made. I don't ever make my bed. I'm too lazy for that. And then I have here Traces of Two Past Final Fantasy VII Remake. So this one actually came out, I believe, 2 years after FF7 Remake came out. I'm assuming it's like an origin story for Tifa and Aerith. I haven't actually read it because I want to read this after I read Remake. Read Remake? You play Remake, you don't read Remake. But yeah, I want to read this when I beat Remake. Speaking of FF7 Remake, we got the FF7 Remake World Preview right here. So this, I don't really know what to describe this book. It is quite literally just a preview of the game. It's not really like an Ultimania. It only shows like, yeah, like renders and like screenshots that have been seen everywhere else. These aren't really exclusive to the book. So I'd say out of all the books I have here, this is probably maybe the least interesting, but there still is some value to it. You got some screenshots of Aerith, you know, probably just got screenshots of everyone, Barrett, basically everyone who appears in FF7 Remake, Sephiroth. We also got some of the Turks, we got Song, yeah, and they also show off some of the environments as well. It's not really as in-depth as an Ultimania book, but it's still pretty cool. It also teaches you about like the system mechanics, how the game works, some fun stuff. I believe there's also a story. God, I'm not used to fucking recording this way. There's also a story here called FF7 Remake Picturing the Past, which is actually the reason why I bought this book. I thought it was a unique story just for this book, but apparently when I open up Traces of Two Past right here, Episode 2 Coda Picturing the Past, so they ended up just putting that world preview story into Traces of Two Past, so yeah, you don't really need to buy this book, but I bought it anyways just because, you know, I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan. Now here come the really chunky books. We got more Ultimania books. I also have Material Ultimania Plus. I actually haven't opened this yet because, again, this is another book that I want to actually read after I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, this one goes over the entire base game of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, you got key visuals, illustrations, planning material, soundtrack. This is really cool. This is basically the same thing as the Ultimania archives over here, but instead of going over multiple games, it just goes over one. And I do like that. I like that they can go more in depth with just one game instead of multiple games. Man, this is a really chunky book. I really can't wait to read that. And then last but not least, we got the Final Fantasy VII Material Ultimania Plus. I'm pretty sure I actually got both of these for my birthday. Like, I think my mom got me this one and my sister got me this one. This one's a little smaller. Actually, this is way smaller, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, this book is way smaller than the original Material Ultimania, but that's because this one only goes over the Yuffie DLC, the Intergrade DLC. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, but it just goes over the intermission episode. Yeah, that's all I really know. Obviously, it's still sealed. I don't plan on keeping it sealed. I'm not really one of those guys who keeps their collectibles all sealed and then just never use them. I always found that really pointless. But I'll open these up when, you know, the time is right, when I actually beat Remake. Yeah, that's basically all the Final Fantasy VII books that I have right now. I don't know why I still have this here. Just, you know, just go back in here. But yeah, this is my FF7 collection. Seems like a lot, and it definitely is, but you know, in terms of like all the Final Fantasy books that are out there, I mean, I've seen like some books for Final Fantasy 15, 16. There's a shitload of books for Final Fantasy 14 because that game's an MMO. It's kind of ridiculous, and the worst part is they already announced a release date for FF7 Rebirth Material Ultimania, so these books are about to get another brother, I should say. Could add another one to the collection later on. I don't really know why I made this video. I guess maybe just to flex my Final Fantasy collection. I feel like I'm just showing everyone that I really just have an issue. Alright, see you later. Okay, I stopped recording for a single moment, but then I forgot I had books in here as well. You know, like Pokemon Handbook. This is from my childhood. I don't really remember why I bought this back then. Yeah, I think I was like fucking 8 years old when I got this. Whenever Diamond and Pearl came out. I believe... Oh, I also have some Full Metal Alchemist manga. I got these from Barnes & Noble because, like, my mom was asking me, like, if I wanted to get a book, and we were already there, so I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's get the Full Metal Alchemist manga. Oh, I got one more over here. So this goes all the way up to volume 9. I was thinking of just selling all these books because honestly I have really no interest in owning these manga, or at least this version of the Full Metal Alchemist manga. I've seen the Full Metal edition of the manga, and it looks way better than this. I know this is more like bang for your buck because you get 3 volumes in one, but honestly it doesn't really look as good as the other versions of the manga. And then these ones right here, I'm pretty sure, dude, there's a reason why I loved Black and White back then. So I remember I got these a while ago when Black and White first came out. Yeah, I don't really know why I got this. I guess maybe my mom got me this as a present, and I also have Diamond and Pearl Adventure. I'm pretty sure these are still in stock when I saw them like Crunchyroll, because I know Crunchyroll has a store, and I saw it on there at some point. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Moving on, we got the Makoto Shinkai books right here. We got Your Name, basically my favorite movie of all time. Not just anime movie, but favorite movie of all time. I do want to get the manga at some point, and there also is another novel and manga series called Your Name Earthbound, which goes over like the side characters. I really wish I got more of like the books and collectibles for Your Name, because I really love this movie. And then I have another Makoto Shinkai book, 5 centimeters per second manga, and this is the One More Side novel. I think this goes over Akari, who's the main love interest of the main character. Basically goes over her side of the story, and this 5 centimeters per second manga is it's actually really good. I'd honestly say that this goes more in depth with the characters and story than the actual movie. And then, oh my god, I got chunky ass textbooks right here. I got these a long time ago, and I honestly think I just bought these because of FOMO, because I saw they were a collector's edition. The FOMO definitely got me here. So this is a silent voice manga. Can I open this up, please? There we go. So this is based on the movie. Well, actually, no. The manga came out before the movie, so yeah, this is the original version of a silent voice. It's just in like a huge ass textbook because it's a collector's edition. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish I bought the regular edition, because time to read some manga and then just pull out a heavy ass textbook. Yeah, do I have any more books? A Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay. I remember I had study hall in school, and I had to bring a book every time, so I always just brought this one because I didn't have anything else. We got more art books here. Sky Longing for Memories. I got this and Dragon Ball: A Visual History. I got both of these a long time ago. I'm pretty sure this was actually my first ever Amazon purchase. I wish they released more Dragon Ball art books, or just more Akira Toriyama art books in general, because his art is so fascinating. This poster actually came in like this. It came in ripped. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. It's all ripped, but It actually came like that, and you can't even pull it out, which is kind of stupid. It's whatever. It was my first Amazon purchase. I didn't really know how it worked back then. Really good book. You can tell I'm really a sucker for art books or just anything collectible for any franchises that I like. And this one is the same here. This is more like a environmental art by Makoto Shinkai. And I always feel like his environmental art, or background art, I should say, always looks really good compared to background art in other animes. Yeah. That's my entire book collection. I don't know why I felt the need to show this on YouTube, but maybe it just shows a little more of my personality and how easy it is to fold to the big corporations.